Hey, you were the first one here. That's so cool. I just came from doing basically a makeup tutorial with Online Gym School. So if you haven't signed up, make sure to go check that out. We can also do a tutorial on like how to get a glowy goddess look. I can also post it on my channel as well. So that's something that maybe we could do. Okay, so basically today we are going to go over how to help your toe point. I was one of those people that like never had a natural toe point like that. That's mine. But I know some people who look like this and their toe point is just like way nicer. So these are going to be like a fun, it's not really fun. They're kind of dull exercises, but we're going to make it fun and we're going to improve our toe point today. What is up, Gina, Taylor, Sarah, Peyton, McKaylee, Amy, Emma, Marlena? Guys, I love all these names that I recognize from like before. Rena, what's going on, peeps? Okay, so for this video today, we're actually going to use the chair again. So the chair is going to be our friend today too, but we're also going to use a towel. If you don't have a towel, honestly, you can use a t-shirt or anything really, because they're going to be fairly like, they're going to help strengthen our toe muscles. So we're going to just go through a nice little warm up to get our bodies warmed up, mainly our lower body, and then just get to some stretches and some exercises to help you guys' toe points. So we're going to all stand up. My head's chopped off, that's okay. And we're just going to like lightly jog in the spot. What I want you to do is lightly jog and then slowly get a little higher where you're running with your toes over the ground and then kind of bringing it back down to not rolled over. So slowly going up, then over, and then back to not over. Just so you get your ankles and your feet warmed up as you are running in a spot. So just like so. I hope your guys' day is going well. It started off kind of cloudy and now it's sunny, which is so nice because I was really starting to get a little down because it was so cloudy outside. I was like, oh, I just want the sun to come out. So we're actually going to now do some toe raises. So I want you guys to have your feet together for the first one. So you're gonna have your feet together. You're just gonna go up and down. I want to go nice and slow though. I know we have a tendency to do this, the bouncy ankle raises, but we're just gonna lightly just go up and down, up and down. So all the way up. And I want you to feel the pressure on the ball of your foot right here. So you can feel your toe pushing down into the ground all the way back. So we're gonna go back up. So I actually got a lot of these exercises too from ballerinas. I actually looked up how to improve your toe points on YouTube and I found some of these exercises. So I'm actually excited to see if they're helpful and if they will work and if it's like instant or it takes time. A lot of the time stretches take time because you have to like slowly over time stretch the muscle. But we are now going to do a duck foot toe raise. So basically you're gonna have your feet pointed a little outwards. We don't need to like fully out, just like a little bit out and go all the way up to your toes and back down. If you need a wall, then go ahead, just hold the wall all the way up and back down. I'm gonna go without a wall right now. All the way up, all the way down. The most important thing about just doing these toe raises is that you're going all the way up and all the way down, but at a very nice pace. We don't want to be bouncing. This is actually going to help control with balance too, and just strengthen your ankles a little bit as well. So the next one is have your toes go inwards, and we're gonna do the same thing, up and down, then up and down. I put on my fun socks today, which are my socks with flowers on them. They're like my high socks. It's so funny because I don't know if these are my favorite socks, but I just like having patterned socks when I work out sometimes and when I do these videos. It makes me feel like my outfit is just complete. So as we're doing this, we're now actually going to start stretching our ankles. I'm just gonna angle you so you can see everything that I am doing. So basically, we're going to do the light stretch over our ankles and slowly press into the ground. The reason why you take it nice and slow is because if you overstretch it, you could actually strain your muscles. So you just want to take your time. It may seem simple, but a little goes a long way too. If you don't feel a stretch, you can put a little more pressure on that front toe, but you also want to take it again nice and slow. So we're just slowly going over, and what we're going to do now is put our hands to the ground so we're not, when we roll out, we're not like going to fall on our ankle, because we don't want a rolled ankle with these exercises. So your hand's going to be on the ground, and you're going to take your ankle and just roll it. So you want to put some pressure on your hands so that all the pressure isn't on your ankle, so you can roll it outwards, just nice and slow. You can hear my ankles cracking. I don't know if you can actually hear it cracking, but I can hear it cracking. So you're actually going to take it inwards too, go the other way. We've been going outwards, now we're going to take our ankles to go inwards. So all the way in, like so. It could just be little circles too. It's just to get them warmed up. Okay, so we're going to take this towel, and I saw this online, and they are towel crunches. So basically, you can have your socks on, your socks off. You just take a chair, and you just sit with the towel. Actually, a lot of people do this for exercises for rehab. So I'm going to take my socks off just so I grip the towel better. But this is to strengthen your toes and everything. And I saw it, and I was just thinking, it doesn't seem that hard, but it actually, like, you'll start to feel your muscles, because it's one of those things that you just don't use every day. So basically what you do is you alternate and you crunch your toes. You try and get the edge of the towel to come all the way in. And it's actually a lot harder than it looks. But this is also to help your toe point. And I can feel my toes, like everything, just not cramping, but it feels like it's cramping. So that's as far as I can go with my towel. And you kind of just want to do this like over and over and over again. It's an easy exercise if you're watching TV, and you can do this as you're watching TV. And it's kind of funny because I think I did this once with one of my rehabs, and it just seems so boring, but every little muscle in your feet that you don't normally use, it's like, why not make them better while you're just sitting there? So I'm trying so hard to pull this towel in, but please let me know if you guys do any towel work, and hopefully this will help you, but I actually can't go any further. Even just like grabbing your toes like this and doing that will also help as well. We're going to do this one more time and see how far we can go, but we're just going to slowly pull in. And I'm trying to grab the towel, but I think also because I'm on carpet, it doesn't help that I'm on the carpet too. So we're just going to slowly grab the towel inwards. My toes are actually cramping. I need to slow down a little bit. And then keep pulling inwards. This is about it for now. So I'm going to take the towel, move it to the side, and we're actually going to stay on the chair. The chair is a good spot because you don't have to put so much pressure on your ankles while you're doing this. So the other thing you can do is sit on a chair that your feet are like nicely planted on the ground. You can always sit at the edge of the chair. But what we're going to do is do some ankle rolls so that it helps with just getting that motion of a pointed foot. So you're going to come here and then roll over and then come back. Again, I saw this on a website that it's supposed to help your toe point. So they're just gentle exercises, because when I was in gym, we had to like push on each other's toes. And this way is actually going to like help strengthen the muscle while you're stretching. So it's not going to be so intense if someone else is pushing on you. So this is kind of what it looks like. Again, just nice and gently. You could do this when you're sitting at dinner or anything. So the next step is you're going to take your toe and we're going to roll outwards. So basically you can roll as far as you want, but you're just going to go in a circular motion. just for to get the ankle rolled up out, and also just those muscles working, because I can actually feel it like in here, and I don't know where you feel it, but I can feel my muscles working something. So after you do a couple circles outwards, we're gonna go inwards. So you're gonna take your ankles and go the other way. So it, again, just seems simple, but it actually is very helpful. So we're going to do this and just have a nice stretch. The other thing with my toe point too, because I didn't naturally have like the best toe point, I had to work for sure on it, because I felt like my toes could go like curl without hurting, but I felt like my muscles weren't strong enough to like hold that position. So we're actually going to then, I'm looking at my sheet here, but I'm going to take this chair and we're going to use this as a platform, because basically we're going to come up and point one toe at a time. So you're still really high in releve, but you're just stretching one toe at a time. So you're not like just going toes. This is just so you can put a little more pressure on yourself, and nice and slow with baby steps. All right, I hope you guys are doing fantastic. I'm just looking at my sheet here to see what is next. Great. So there's a lot of actually toe exercises that I wasn't aware of, but these are good to do at home so you guys can all get better. All right. So the next one, again, is a strengthening exercise. We're going to be sitting down, and basically, I'm calling it a toe body wave. This is also to help strengthen your feet. So you're going to start with your toes, point, lift your toes, and then come back up. If you have a hard time doing it with both feet, then you could try 1 foot at a time. But I'm going to do 2 feet because I feel like my coordination isn't that great with my feet movement. So you're going to start up here, crunch, point, pull up, and then come back up. So like so. Seems like very small movements, but again, you can do this while watching TV, maybe when you're reading something. Do you see my foot there? Like, didn't know what to do. So keep pointing, and just so you help your toe point. I can feel my feet working. All right, so the other thing we actually did, we pushed up against something. Like if someone was holding our feet, we would push our toes down, push them down, and then they would put their hands up here and push up, just so you have some resistance too. So you're more than welcome to have someone to help you if you guys are not alone in your house together, or if you have a friend who you're willing to help out with each other. So again, you can have someone put their hand here, crunch, push, and then push and push. So that helps with general toe point as well. So the other one that I liked was just a light stretch too. I would take my ankle, and hopefully you can see this. A lot of the times, self-stretching is really good too. So you can take your foot, cross it over your other leg, and just slowly push down on your toes. You want to make sure your ankle is not like turned or like in an awkward position. You want to make sure it's nice and straight, so that when you pull on your toes, you're stretching the proper part of your ankle. So you can do, hold it here, actually push up a little bit. So you want to push up your toes, like 50% of your strength. This is called PNF, proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. So we used to do this a lot with splits. If you push, use your muscles, tire them out, and then relax, it actually goes a little further. So you're going to hold your toe, push up a little bit, and then relax. And then see if you can go any further. You can push up your toes again, push, 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 and relax. So it's very fine movement, but give your ankle a nice little shakeout after. It's a fine movement, but it helps. So you want to have your hand not on your toes, but like have the base of your palm on the knuckles of your toes, just so you're not pushing your toes like crazy. Because sometimes a lot of the toe point comes from the ankle too. So I want to point and just let it work a little bit, and then we'll do some of our PNF exercises. So this is just to get a little bit better. And we're gonna see if my toe point's actually better than when this video started and see if that shows. So we're going to then point, then push up a little bit, push, a little, and then relax. And see if it goes any further. Then we're going to push up a little bit again, push, just 50% of a push, and then come back down. And then we're gonna push back up, push, and then come all the way down. Perfect. So this is a good way just to get your toe and your ankles nice and activated. We're going to do some active toe pointing. So again, we can take this chair. The other thing you can do is not use a chair and just jump. We're just gonna do some light jumping. So it's gonna look like this. And I want you guys to focus on your toes. The reason why I like having a chair and not just like jumping up and down, because I want you to focus on your feet, not so much like how high you're jumping. I want you to focus on pushing up. And then that was my slow motion. Up and then come back down in a nice controlled way. So you're just like doing little toe point pushes. This is actually a lot harder than it looks. But I want you guys to see how far you can get up. It like looks funny. But I just want you to focus on your toes. So a lot of the times too, we'll have our hands on the block and just like push up. But just because I'm using chairs and I'm trying to be as, productive at home, we're gonna use this chair. So I want you guys to think about pushing, push. And then the other thing you can do is, again, like the positions we had, front, here, and then inwards. We're going to push with our feet outwards now. Out, push. It just helps the ankle strengthening. A lot of the times we'll have a bar and like they go up on their toes, but we already did toe raises. I just want to work on strengthening everything around our feet. So the other thing, we're going to go inwards. So it's going to look like this. And you're going to push up here. Because we're not on a bouncy floor, we can't just like bounce and then get a lot of height. So that's why I'm using the chair. It's a little like awkward, to be honest, with using the chair, but we're kind of just making do with what we have at home. So I'm just leaning on the chair and then pushing up just to make sure I feel my toes in what they're doing. The other purpose for the chair is sitting on the chair and actually pushing and doing little hops like this. So making sure that your toes are nice and pointed and that you're doing pushes off the ground with a nice toe point. And you almost want to feel like your toes are rolling off the ground. I'm going to do it slow motion. Rolling off and then pushing and then coming back down. Kind of like what we did with our body waves of the toes, like that. You want to think about as you're pushing off the chair, that's what you're doing. It's going to help you guys, honestly, because then when you punch or anything, your toes will be nice and pointed off the ground. So we're going to go, we're just going to go forward because it's really hard to go outwards, like inwards when you're sitting down. So just forward on the chair, just like a little hop. But the last thing, which the steps that I like to do, it's a little hard because normally there's like a block we can hit in the gym. But basically what you want to do is you can pick a wall or just like kind of a visual of where you want to kick. But they're like little toe runs with you just tapping on something. So you could tap it on like the edge of your couch or just something really soft. So I'm just going to pretend I'm tapping the chair, but you're going to run with your toes nice and pointed to help you strengthen your toe point. So I know there's a lot of active stuff too. And I feel like when you do active things along with flexibility stuff, you're working on your active flexibility and also your flexibility that's at a standstill. So this is my last exercise. It's kind of like what we did at the beginning, but this one's more thought out with your toes because now we did so many plyometrics and well, other things to help our toes. Now I'm going to show you my toe point and see if it's any better. You can tell me if it's better. Oh, look at that. It's better from the beginning, I would say. I think it's actually better than when I showed you at the very beginning. So those are my exercises that I like to do. If you guys have any questions, I am here for your questions and all that stuff. Actually, someone said LNISMEO2 says, Peng, you're one of the reasons that I can find motivation to come back from my injury. Oh, thank you. I thought it was a question, but it wasn't. I genuinely thought it was a question because I read it so quickly. And I thought she was going to ask, how do I find motivation after you come back in injury? Well, I'll answer that question. How I found motivation after coming out of an injury was basically telling myself, there are so many things I can do instead of can't do. Like when I was injured with my knee injury, my back injury, I had so many injuries. I basically said, I can still sing. I can still play the piano, my guitar. I can still hang out with my friends. I can still cook. And so it made me focus on a lot of other things that I could do and that I could improve on. So that's kind of what kept me going after injuries. Oh, yay. Hannah said that hers is better too. Yay. Some of those exercises I actually didn't do before because I wanted to look up other things that could also help your toe point. Because a lot of times we just stretched and we just got a partner to like press our toes and all that stuff. But these are really good ones because they're the ballerina ones that I found online. So I'm getting all these exercises from another source. So I didn't make it up. But someone asked, Becca said, what was your back injury? My back injury was when I was in high school. And basically, they said that my spine was slipping and that I could become paralyzed waist down if my spine kept slipping because it could hit a nerve. I think Caitlin Ohashi had like the same injury and all that stuff. But honestly, that was probably the worst injury because I was in so much pain. It was so hard to just kind of like get through my everyday life because I just like I couldn't go to the bathroom comfortably. I like couldn't get in bed comfortably. Like it was just everything hurt every single minute of the day. And then so I know it does suck. Oh, she has a fractured back too right now. Like honestly, back injuries are the worst because sometimes they're like, we don't know how to help you. We don't know how long this is going to take. And I just think taking the time off for yourself to de-stress, to also really strengthen your core. Those plank exercises are really good just to make sure everything is centered and you're really strong. I like to also slouching is like the worst thing for back injuries, which I used to slouch a lot. So yeah, it's not fun, but I thank you guys and appreciate you guys so much for coming on my live. I hope this helped you. Please send me your videos and your pictures of you guys doing the exercises or like what your toe point looks like before and after. I love that. Someone says, please do another music video. We are going to do a TikTok dance at some point because it'll be fun to have a penguin dance. And I have to figure out the music for it, the songs. So again, DM me what you guys think because I love hearing from you. Keep watching The Honestly Show. There's going to be so many more videos coming out on my YouTube channel that I did at home. So I'm excited for that because I know you guys loved when I watched my first competition. So that is a hint of what the next video is going to be. I love you guys so much. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.